Hello, I'm back with some projects. Okay, I did get a chance to create some things, cards and a tag, and it was really quick and easy to do actually. I gotta say, I think I probably took 2 or 3 hours, maybe two, to do all these. And so here's what I used. Again, this all has to go back to the Greetery release that was we're in June now, oh my goodness. So this is the Honeycomb mini release that I showed in my last haul. If you're interested in seeing what that looks like, go back to the previous video. So I used the honeycombs, both the Heat Wave Mix and the Tricolor Tropics packs that she had for the release. This stamp set, which is the Hey Honeycomb Summer Sentiments. I use this really old paper tray ink stamp set from Aaron Lincoln. It is from 2013, only because it has some, I like these little stamp sets because there's like, for $5, you get some really small sentiments that fit nicely in some small spaces. So that's why I use this. This one's called It's a Banner Day. I don't even know if you can find that anymore. These dies, this is the Basics die that actually released a couple of years ago, I think, when she first started the series. It says 4/24, so 2024, April. Okay, so this is the fish from the release and the crab honeycomb dies. And you can check out their website. Let's see if I can show. Does it have the website on here? Oh, here it is. You're interested in purchasing, and I don't work for them. I'm just saying if you're looking for their stuff and you're interested, you can find it at that website. I use the VersaFine ink for my sentiments just because it's a nice dark color. These googly eyes, I just wanted to I have lots in different sizes. I found them thrifting one time, and so I have a whole bunch in all different sizes and colors apparently. And I thought these would be fun. And then I use some dimensionals from Stampin' Up! And these black ones as well. No reason for that. They're just small. The colors of the cardstock. This is Lawn Fawn 100 pound paper, which in retrospect, I shouldn't have used this weight. The color is what I wanted, and it's in the color of Sticky Note. It's in a 10 pack, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pack of different colors. And it says 10 sheets, so that's what's in here. I used the sticky note color from here because I wanted that yellow. Cranberry from the Stamp Market, and this is all 80 pound. So this is a better weight for the cards that I did. So this is cranberry, and I don't know where my sheet went for that. I used coral, and I used cobalt. So let me share with you my projects real quick. I am out of practice from doing videos. Here we go. So, got 2 crabs and 2 fish. The crab, and just keep in mind, I'm going to be putting them in an envelope. Not this one. This one's a tag. So I wanted them to lay flat. And the reason I left the loop on here so you can actually just tie it to the package. I didn't do that with the others, of course, because they're cards, but I can tie this to the package now because it's got the loop that's on the honeycomb. They come like this, and you can cut that little string off if you don't need it. So I put a sticky dot here, a dimensional dot, and what you'll do is you'll peel that off and stick this down. So that's what it looks like. If I hold it with my finger, I'm going to use these reverse tweezers. So there you go. That's the little crab. And there's lots of dimension on his claws because I had to do that. And then on the back, this is a tag, like I said. So I have used the circle from the Basics die and stamped it and then put the to and from on here. So there's little googly eyes in there. I could have just drawn them in or die cut them, but I chose to use the googly eyes because it was cute. Okay, so that's the first crab. The second crab is right here. He's actually a card. He's going to go through the mail. And I'll just put him in a regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 envelope. He's smaller than that, but I don't want to pay extra postage. So this one, again, you just peel and stick. So you peel that little thing off. You're going to get a little red crab here. And I have another set of tweezers I can use to hold them down. So I cut the string off because I didn't want the... Oh, well, let me not do that. He's a little red crab. And then he's a card. So if you can see, it just says Happy Summer in there. I thought I would send that along to a family member. And again, googly eyes. 2 different size googly eyes on these guys. I just had to try them out just to see how they'd look. I think I like the bigger ones better because it just makes them look crazier. I'm a big fan of crabs because I grew up near the ocean, and blue crab is, you know, the thing that we ate as kids growing up, and I still love them today. But I like king crab and of course snow crab as well. But these are so cute. So that's the crab, and like I said, this will actually stand up because it is a card and the way that I constructed it. Now, if you're interested in how I did this, just keep watching. I did a little bit of a how-to on that, how I do the card bases, because somebody had asked me, how do you cut the shape of a card base like that? So I did a little bit of a tutorial if you're interested in how to cut a shaped card base. So that's how it looks if it's standing up. You can't really see it from... I guess I could take my phone off. But hold on one second. So that's what he looks like when he's standing up on my desk from the front. I just thought I'd give you that little view. Going back up, and I'll put it back up there without jostling you too much. Okay, so back to the overhead view. Now the fish is a little weird because I had planned this all along. I knew I was going to do 2 for this card. This is 1 card. However, I did cut them dimensionally, so I've got 2 fish here, and they're kind of opposite colors. But this uses the ombre tropical mix ball. So let me see if I can do that. Again, peel and stick. These both cards. So when you stick that down, it's going to look like this for this fish. And I can steal the other one. This one is actually stamped here on the front with that sentiment. So they both look like this. So they're kind of similar. They're different color fish. I wanted something to stand out from the color of the ball. So I did a blue one and a yellow one. And they are actually like they got caught on a hook. So there's a string that I used from cutting off the honeycomb. And I kind of tied them together because I want them to sit around something. So they'll be hanging like this when they're open. And it'll be looking like they got hooked on a fishing pole, you know. So let me remove that, and you can tell that these are also cards. So there is a, again, shaped card on the inside. I'm going to write my message here because this is a birthday card for my husband. So I'll write a message here, and on the inside, did I stamp something here? I thought I did. Yeah, this is the one where I used that other stamp set. I like me a little bit more when I'm with you. That's what that says. And I just signed the back. So once these are open, you're not going to see this part at all, this little side, because they're going to be stuck open. And that's what these little dots are for. I just thought these were cute with the googly eyes, the single eye. So, yeah, those are my projects that I did for today. I hope you enjoyed them. I think they came out super cute, and they were really fast, too. I can just see a whole bunch of these, like, maybe inside of a clear gift box would be really cute. Like, you could put some sand in there. I have lots of different box design, 3D box designs. And I've even made a clear box out of acetate before. You can buy them too, of course. And I thought it would be fun. Maybe you could put some sand inside of it so you make sure it doesn't leak out. And put the crab in there. Wouldn't that be cute? Hopefully I'll get to play with the other stuff that was in the release, but I hope you enjoyed my projects for today. And I will talk to you later. Bye for now. Oh, and keep watching if you're interested in how to do the shaped card base. and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey everyone, I'm gonna just show you something really quick because I got this question on a previous video recently and I just wanted to share with you all how I do it. Somebody had asked me on the anniversary card that I created, how do I create a base that is cut to the shape of the card? So in this case, I'm going to make a little card using the fish from Hey Honeycomb, and I'm going to take my card base, which is going to be the little tiny card, kind of like a note card size, I guess. And what I've done is I've sort of measured it out to make sure that it actually can cover mostly the size of the fish. You can see here's the die, right? And I've scored it. So all I did was take my card base, looked for the midway point for the card because I know it fits the front basically of the fish, or the size of the fish, and put a score line using my scoreboard in my tool here. And then what I'm going to do is take the die and line it up to the fold. Okay, so I had mentioned this in my comment to this person who had asked me, how do you do that? Well, you take it and you see where the edge of the die is kind of over the fold, basically. So instead of die cutting the shape, hold on, I got another piece cut out. Instead of die cutting a shape like this that's flat, where the entire piece of paper will cover the die, you're going to instead line it up so that your fold, which is on this side, the right hand side where my finger is slightly inside of the die cut shape. And because this is a fish and I want the fold to be like this basically, so you have the fold of the card, I'm going to push it up a little bit, and I'm going to make sure that the line or the fold itself is somewhat straight, because that's what you want, right? You don't want it to be kind of crooked. You don't want the fish to be like this, I don't think, as a card fold. You want it more to be like horizontal, right? Because this is an irregular shape, it's not symmetrical in any way. So I'm going to do it like this, and I'm just going to tape my die down to the paper. And if I flip it over, you can see that this part of the die is going to be hanging over the paper, and when I die cut it, there will be a fold. And you're probably wondering, well, why you now don't have a complete shape? Well, all you have to do is cut another piece of paper, which is what this one's for, with the die, which is the full shape, and place it on top, and so you'll have a folded piece of card base underneath. And I'll come back and show you that. I just wanted to kind of explain what it is that's going on so you kind of understand it a little bit better. And I'll be back after I've done some die cutting. Okay, I am back and I've done my die cutting. So I've got two different cards now, or two different Hey Honeycomb cards to fix up. So the fish. Okay, now here's something that I am going to show you, and so you understand. So this is 100-pound paper, so it's super thick cardstock, and it's typically what I use for a card base. You may want to reconsider using that for this type of method, because I have a very tight die cutter, and it does depend on your die cutter too. I have a Sizzix switch, and I have a really tight sandwich on my die cutter. So one of the things that happens because I have thick cardstock is that if I turn this over, because this is a doubled piece of paper, right? This is the one that has the fold, right? And it's got the fin cut off, right? So you would basically take the layer, the extra layer that I showed you, and put this on top, so you get, and you would of course glue this layer down, so you get the full fish effect, and you'd also have a folding card base, right? What happens when you have really thick cardstock and your sandwich is really tight, you get marks on the other side of the paper. And I don't know if you can see that too well, but this side ends up not looking as nice. And it's not that big of a deal because, it is the back of the card. But if you're picky about that, I just want you to know that you will have some lines if your one of your cutting pad or your base layer cutting pad has lines in it from previous cuts, That's usage of your tool, right? That causes that. And you can do things like using a bone folder to try and get those out, but they don't always come out. So the other alternative is to use less thick cardstock, and that's what this is. This is 80-pound cardstock in the color that I wanted. I happened to choose the red, so this is a partially cut crab. His arms are missing, you can see that. I chose to put the crease at the top of the crab so that I would have a opening fold like that. I could have done it as a side fold if I wanted to. I was going to at first, and I thought, nah, not going to do that. The back is not as, let's say, lined as the other one because this is a lighter weight cardstock than this is. I ran it through the exact same sandwich actually at the same time because they would fit, and I was using a different die. So basically, if you don't want some of those marks in your cardstock because this is 2 layers of cardstock the die has to go through, then use a lighter cardstock. And you don't really need the heavyweight one anyway because you're going to be covering it up with another layer, so it'll be super thick anyway. So now I have a crab that has a crease in it, you know, if I glue them together, that does open up into a card. So I did this as well with my chicken ones, which if you had looked for that video, you'll see that they do open up as well. I think they turned out super cute. But also what this allows it to do is, okay, once I'm done with the card, it will sit up on the desk like that because it's got a fold in it. So just know that as well. The fish not so much because the fish has a little pectoral fin at the, well, it has a fin at the bottom and at the top. So it will probably not sit correctly on your desk or a desk because it's got a point at the bottom. Not so conducive to that. So just wanted to let you know, like, the different paperweights will cause some issues when you're die cutting. You may have to put it through twice, which I did. I actually had to turn my die and force it through again because it didn't cut all the way through the 2 layers of cardstock, which are 100-pound cardstock. But you'll notice that it's just because I wanted this color, and I happen to have it in this weight. I don't have a lighter weight 80-pound cardstock. That's this yellow. It's a different, I have different tones, but this is the color I wanted. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. If you have questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see if I can answer them for you.